That's not on the tape. Getting set up at Kingdom Con. Demo station over there. Got One Day Achievement League. Want to show this thing off. That's awesome. So we got Ryan down here from San Diego running a demo. What are we doing today, Jake?
Today we got the One Day Achievement League going on over here. We got demos going on behind me.
Okay.
One Day Achievement League, we ran it a couple weeks ago. A lot of fun. Designed for new players.
And last night, what did we do? Other than drink beers?
Last night we did scenario play.
Scenario play.
That was a blast. Sweet. We had 10, 15 people in our scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. And trying to get that many people on a table that small, we somehow made it work. So it's pretty awesome. All right. So we're just about to get started today. That's our henchman in training, Yuyo. And I think that's it. We'll check in a little bit later. I may walk around downstairs. I don't know. Alright, we are at Kingdom Con. It's Sunday, so a little bit of a kickback day. Behind us, 35 Soulstone tournament. So Jake and I are just kicking back because that's Ryan's show. But I wanted to do an interview with Jake for our series, Taking the Black. So Jake is not prepared for any of these questions, which is funny, so I'm just going to throw them out. But they're going to be pretty general. So anyways, why did you take the black? What was the events that led up to the decision to sign up for a henchman?
Well, when I started playing war games, when I was playing 40K and War Machine and everything, I wasn't really interested in going out and playing with a bunch of people I didn't know. I was just kind of a closet gamer, and I'd hang out in my garage with a few buddies and play games. But Malifaux, more so than any other game, made me really want to play with other people, and I wanted a community to grow and to know about this cool game. So that's really what pushed me over the edge. I saw that there wasn't a community in my area, but they had product in the stores, and people would look at it every once in a while, pick up the box and put it back, and I really wanted to push it. I think it's a great game, and it deserves to be played.
We already brought one over there, buddy.
Can I borrow yours?
There's already one.
There's already
Go
one
on that one.
for you.
You need another one?
Yeah, I need one.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And that's the kind of stuff henchmen
And that's the kind of stuff that henchmen kind of do. All right, so you made the decision to do it. Now, name something that you know now that you wish you had known before you signed on to become a henchman.
I wish I would have known just how great the interest in this game had been, because we're practically overwhelmed. We're at the verge of doing too much. I mean, we have cons going every 2 weeks, and it's a great time. It's a blast, but it's a full-time job.
Yeah, and so it's pretty. You'd say it's pretty resource intensive and pretty time intensive to do this. What do you think are the most important qualities a person should have if and when they decide to be a henchman?
Well, I think just being enthusiastic about the game is one of the main points, and you really want to just make sure that you're approachable, that you're a personable person, and that you have no problem hanging out in the store and asking weird stinky guys if they want to play the game, asking cool guys if they want to play the game. It's all good. You got to be an equal opportunity person to play this game. And to take the black, be the henchman.
Okay, cool. All right, well, you have a saying that you use often called, and you say henching ain't easy. Can you explain that? a little bit to us?
Well, henshin, like pimping, it ain't easy, man. We make it look easy. We sit back here, we're getting our stones, we're using our stones, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work too. I mean, we run a lot of demos, and you have to make sacrifices to do this kind of thing. Like Octave and I used to play games with each other all the time, and once we started picking up more of these conventions and hitting the demos a little bit harder, then we don't get that much time to play like quote unquote serious or competitive games anymore. And demos are super rewarding. I think it's the most fun thing in the world, seeing people like around turn 3 or 4 pick it up and they're like, oh, I can do this. And I think that that's a really cool part of the game. But you have to be willing to not play to help other people learn.
So where does if you're not playing anymore, and we're not playing any competitive games, which we'll change a little bit. We're going to change that just a little bit so that we can. But if you're not really playing the game anymore, where do you get your enjoyment from when you're doing henching?
I get my enjoyment from just bringing more people in and knowing that, you know, I can turn around and see we have an 8-person 35 Soulstone tournament going on. We had 10 people last night at 1 o'clock in the morning hanging out playing Malifaux, and we got this sick banner. We have this awesome website, this cool community. I mean, I really get my enjoyment out of that, out of the community that we created, and looks to us to run these games for them and set up tournaments and everything for them. I think that that's a blast, man. I mean, to have this cool group of guys that looks to you to run events for.
Okay, one more question before we start talking about your specific demo.
Okay.
If you have any, do you have any advice to give to other henchmen out there that maybe may not be seeing the kind of activity or community that we're seeing?
I think that the biggest thing that has helped me out immensely is working with Octave whenever we can. You got to really partner up and try to work in a group. It's really easy to get people into it if they see people playing. And if you're sitting in the store, you have a demo day set up and it's slow, you know, set up a small game, play it with your buddy. Other people will walk in and be like, oh, what's this going on over here? I want to check that out. But the main part of growing a community is just being out there and being visible and not just hanging out in your garage and playing a little bit with a couple of your buddies. You got to get to the stores and just make sure that people see other people playing the game. Nobody wants to buy into a game that nobody's playing.
Right. Awesome. Thanks. Well, thanks for answering the questions now. We'll just spend a couple of minutes going over your specific demo.
Sure.
First off, what do you run when you're doing your demo?
My standard demos, I usually take control Seamus, and I have him paired up against either Lady Justice or the Ortega family over here. And what I like to do, I used to run Shared Treasure Hunt because I want people to see how strategies work. But Shared Treasure Hunt, what that broke down to was really just a mosh pit in the center of the table. And I wanted to show that Malifaux was more, you can space out, move around, pieces are more independent, and they can build off of each other's skills. So I started playing Shared Line in the Sand scenario. Now, what Octave and I have tried to do is we've tried to get down our 30-minute demo. And what that means is we're not playing a full battle box group. We're playing a master and like a couple of minions. So we're playing about 15 stone games. Usually I'll run Seamus, 2 bells, and I'll pick up 5 soul stones from that. And
so it's really, it is from the box set, but you just kind of pare it down.
Yep.
Okay.
I take out the Sabelle and I take out one other bell.
Okay.
And I like to show people all the varieties of things that you can do in the game. Like, I like to let them kill a bell and then I res it back, show them how resing things works.
Okay.
I love it when they get a red Joker in their hand and they figure out they can cheat it in for damage and they can explode Seamus like it's no big deal. I like playing with the Ortegas a lot, and I love throwing in Papa Loco because it adds that fun factor, and people go crazy for that, man. That's all a demo should be. It should be fun and just informative enough that
they can pick up the rulebook later and be like, oh, okay, I know what he was talking about now when he was explaining this specific interaction. I don't go for schemes in the demos unless I know that the person is a pretty experienced gamer and they're specifically requesting like a full-on game. And then the most I'll do is one scheme in a demo, and I'll keep it simple, something like bodyguard or holdout.
And then what strategies are you running for a typical demo like this, Seamus versus
typical demo? I go shared line in the sand. So we got our dynamite markers here. It's cool. It's really themey. There aren't any scenarios like it in any other game. It's one of my favorite scenarios to play in the game.
And you play the defender.
I generally play the defender, unless I am running a demo with like a Rasputina crew. Then I'll let them play defender because it's just so much easier. They're not going to be able to get up and light the dynamite as quickly as another crew.
Okay.
That's another big thing, is you really got to know all the base crews. If you want to be a henchman, you have to know their strengths and weaknesses, because it's going to suck running up to a game if you're a new player and you say, hey, I want to play Rasputina, and you have to get all the way across the board into the other person's deployment zone and destroy some evidence or something. Nobody's going to have a good time with that. So you have to be able to judge the different crews and know what they're good at.
All right. Okay. Well, we're going to get to work. See you later.